Go.
Hey guys, how's it going? As you know, I commissioned both leagues, so we're going to try and do a unisex commish court. Time is precious, so rather than air it for you to read every week, we're going to try and do a video every 2 weeks or so to just kind of put our spin on it and make the league worth what it is. So I have a couple segments I'm going to be doing each week. The first segment is called What the Evidence Shows. As you know, there's a lot of lawyers and people that, well, you know, they're looking at evidence every week, film tape. And so here's what the evidence is showing us after 2 weeks of football and one game in the third week. The Browns have given up. Have the Browns not given up at this point? They give up on their 22-year-old running back, even if they were going to rebuild or change their direction. Trent Richardson would still be in his prime. I can't really tell you what's going on over there, but how comical is it that the Browns, well, they've given up. And, well, in the middle of the night, like LeBron James, another star leaves Cleveland. What else do we know? Denver's good. I think everyone knew they'd be good. Who's going to get the ball? I still don't know. Do any of you? But I still think Monday night is going to be closer than what you think. Score is going to be 20-17. Monday night football, Oakland doesn't get embarrassed. Their defense holds strong. New England, boy, the young receivers, the nasty offense, the choppy play, it'll all get fixed. Gronkowski's coming back soon, and yes, Derek, even though you are 2-0 in the Players Club, it's not going to help you, pal. The Giants can't run the ball, and until that happens, well, anyone that has any wide receiver on the Giants should be somewhat happy. Boris, I want to know how the David Wilson pick is treating you. And, you know, I got to be honest with you. If you're going to wait another 4 or 5 weeks for David Wilson to come out of his rut, well, then maybe Eli Manning is worth a little bit more than we thought. Big Ben, Pittsburgh, yes, they suck. And if it's not evident, since this is what the evidence shows, Big Ben hates Todd Haley, and he hates all of you because they're losing, and none of you own him. And I think that the return of Le'Veon Bell is not going to matter. Maybe the return of Heath Miller will matter. But as of now, Pittsburgh sucks, and anyone, including the Matrix, that said, hey, draft Antonio Brown or any of those players, well, we'll get to the Matrix a little bit later. But as far as Big Ben and Pittsburgh, good luck. You deserve a shitty year. Reggie Bush, already hurt, as if there's a shock. And guess what? It seems that everyone cares except for Jim Schwartz, the head coach, who's going to keep running him to death. So, Rob, I hope you enjoy your Reggie Bush pick. And I don't even know who has him in the Wise Guys League because, honestly, it's not going to matter. The guy's not going to make it through the season. KC, Kansas City, watching them. Their offense is like KFC. It's fried. If Alex Smith doesn't throw the ball past the 10-yard line, it's normal. It's shocking how bad Kansas City is. And if, for all the Jamal Charles owners out there, it's called videotape. Yes, Steve. It is only a matter of time before everyone realizes that they don't have to guard any receivers, and Donnie Avery is the guy that you're going to have to look out for. So if Alex Smith, who I'm going to talk about in the next segment, decides to keep doing what he's doing, well, it's going to be maybe good for the KC running back core for now, but anyone else, it's a fire sale. Philadelphia gives you heartburn like a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I lost in an eliminator pool that had over 100 people because I went with Philly over San Diego. And anyone knows who San Diego I'm about to talk about in a moment. I hate San Diego and Norv Turner, even though he's not there. And the fact that San Diego has turned it around and Philly seems lost on the defensive end, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be rough. And so if you have anyone on Philly other than McCoy, I see some people have already started Vic. I can't believe some people did that. even if RG3's footwork is bad, he's still finding ways to save people in the fourth quarter because they're down by 50. So, hey, you know, anyone that wants to ride the Philly train other than McCoy and maybe Deshaun Jackson, have fun with that. San Diego, no Norv Turner, they're winning games. Isn't there a shock? Norv Turner in Cleveland, Trent Richardson leaves. Norv is a fucking cancer, and I tried not to use any profanity, but with Norv Turner I had to. San Diego, I don't buy it. I don't buy Eddie Royal. Rob, I hope you choke on his cock. And I'll tell you what, Antonio Gates and all this crap, it's all fool's gold. I don't believe in it. I don't buy Phillip Rivers. Anyone that drafted him's a sucker. Or, excuse me, picked him off of free agency's a sucker, because I was a sucker last year who drafted Phillip Rivers and the year before that, and I'm not buying San Diego. Richard Sherman, Seattle. The evidence shows this guy could play wide receiver. I mean, shit, he played for Jim Harbaugh at Stanford in college. This guy could pull a Patrick Patterson and go out right now and play wide receiver. But Seattle is smart, and they won't do that because they need him on defense. Is there anybody better than Richard Sherman who could really make Anquan Boldin look like he's about to cry on the sideline during the game, who basically, well, like Dwayne Bowe, one catch wonder. All right, Anquan Boldin, you go off for 10 catches, 200 yards against the Packers, and find a way to catch just one ball against Seattle thanks to Mr. Richard Sherman. The evidence shows right now that those are some things that you probably saw, but here are some things that you haven't seen. I want to take a look into the second segment, look into the numbers. I'll do a look into the numbers, and it'll just be some random stats.